This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Today is Wednesday, March 27th, 2003 at 6:42 a.m. Yesterday, I showed you frequency in the atmosphere that was coming down from the Canary Islands, from just south of the Canary Ridge under the water on the ocean floor, up to the ionosphere and down on those islands there. And I woke up knowing that I needed to check out Mimic. And my boyfriend called me this morning and said, "Look, I sent you an image from Mimic. You've got to see this." I said, "Let me guess." And I told him exactly what it was, their frequency hitting the Canary Islands. And he said, "Wait till you see this." He took a picture of this for me so that I could see it, and I'll show it to you as well. There is frequency coming southwest of South America, going northwest, stopping just above these islands, and forwarding that frequency right through the area where the Canary Islands are experiencing instability, seismic instability. Stops right about here, and bam, right on through. I'll see if I can stop it. That's where it stops, and I'm going to figure out where exactly in the south that's coming from, where in the north it's going to, and the repeater that it is being sent from to directly hit those islands with frequency. Now I'm going to zero in on that. Get really close up and see exactly where that frequency is going. Really magnify exactly where that's going. This is the image he sent me and asked me, "What is this?" You notice it goes right through the Canary Islands and hits the tip of Spain. The repeater is right in here, and we're going to find out where it begins and where it ends, and what all these other things that are helping it power up and direct it. Now I'm going to come down south of that and notice that we have other frequency coming up to help direct that frequency. Very interesting. Look at that. The Ascension Island South Atlantic acoustic diamond. Remember, it was at this lower tip, just above this lower tip, and here it is, right here. And it's just south of those islands. It's giving direction to that frequency. Here it is. And just look at all these earthquakes in and around that South Atlantic diamond that are taking place right now. A 4.7 on the 23rd of this month. Seems to start here in Chile, be directed down right here in the ocean, and then directed forward. I seem to have discovered where in Chile this signal was coming from. It was coming from this area down to these islands right here, and this is what I found. My friends, I would like to introduce to you the Chile Western Wilderness Coastline TTA. Now, if you look as closely as we can with a clear image, each one of these circles is a dish-type TTA. And it is long all the way past the road up into this area. All of these have dishes and sister dishes in lines that could send frequency in any direction they wish to, in an entire line, all along that entire line, just like we saw here. And they could focus it all in because there are so many dishes to send frequency from. They could focus it all together down to the island. Now this is the southwesterly direction that TTA directed energy was bounced back from. It went down to and was bounced back from. Right here. Let's go down here and see what's here. My friends, I introduce to you the Isle of Robinson Crusoe Hydroacoustic TTA. This array is so large, I couldn't even get it all in the picture. And I'm going to enhance it and see what we come up with, see if we can brighten that up. Now you should be able to see it very, very clearly. These are all mirrors for the arrays. This is a dish array, mirrors for the arrays. This is all very, very clear. Every single one of these triangular structures is a dish-type hydroacoustic array. We have back-to-back arrays here. There are so many on this installation, I cannot even count them. Can you see all of the triangular structure dish-type arrays in this hydroacoustic array? We have a mirror here, another mirror here that help direct the frequency. This is absolutely gigantic. I would call it a master array. Let me explain something. To intensify frequency, you do a very similar thing to intensify light to create laser. When you intensify light to create laser, you relay it off of multiple glass lenses. These multiple lenses intensify the light by hundreds of times with each relay off of each lens. It's the same way with frequency. When you bounce frequency off a relay, you can intensify that frequency by hundreds of times. This is basically the path that was taken by this frequency that barraged the Canary Islands. First, it went from the Chile Western Wilderness Coastline TTA that we saw. It went from this TTA down to the Isle of Robinson Crusoe Hydroacoustic Master Array. Here is the southwest coast of Chile, and as you can plainly see, these clouds are being undulated by frequency, and there is even particulates in this area where the frequency is plunging down into the ocean toward the hydroacoustic TTA at Robinson Crusoe Island. Right here it is, the evidence right before our eyes. The frequency going right down into the water that same day with undulation happening in the clouds all around it. And there is even some TTA particulates in a plane going down into the water. It was bounced off of that array onto a satellite, a low-orbit SAC AEHF satellite. Came back down here to the São Luís Space Observatory, very similar to Haarp. It was given some direction by the Fort Lisa Radio Observatory, very much like a very small Arecibo. Yesterday, March 26th, 2013, we see a frequency plane, a Tesla Tech array frequency plane traveling northward, northeast from the northeastern coast of Brazil, very low under the clouds, just like it is seen on Mimic. It was also given direction by the Ascension Island South Atlantic hydroacoustic diamond. Now I'm going to show you something really freaky. They took a picture directly over that Ascension Island South Atlantic diamond. This area that was really hit with massive chemtrailing is directly over that diamond. You'll notice that as we go a little bit northward, they are just swept magnetically north-northwest. And then we see a frequency cut. This is frequency that came up from the ocean, and as you can see, it's drawing the clouds in front of it, and right here begins a Tesla Tech array frequency plane. Can you see this? The particulates are gathering together in this frequency plane, and the higher it goes, the more you can see the particulates, because it's just beginning right here, right in this slit in these clouds where the frequency came up from the ocean, from that diamond. And here is the frequency plane on its way to abut that directed energy toward the Canary Islands. North of that diamond area, this same frequency plane to abut the frequency plane that is traveling northward to keep it in the correct direction. This is a director frequency plane directly from the Ascension Island South Atlantic hydroacoustic diamond. It went from these two arrays on a low trajectory and was directed downward. It took a low path below the clouds and was direct assisted by another satellite down into the ocean and down onto the ocean floor in front of the Canary Islands, right through the Canary Islands, and skidded all the way past to Spain. Here we see the Canary Islands area, just west of northern Africa. As we look at these clouds, we see that they are undulated and being pulled downward into the ocean, just at the base in front of the Canary Islands. And as you can see, as you go further up, the Canary Islands are being run through with that frequency. Just absolutely run through. The clouds tell the whole story. Luke 12:3 says, "Therefore whatever you have spoken in the darkness shall be heard in the light, and whatever you have spoken in the ear in the inner chambers shall be proclaimed from the housetops." You thought we didn't know. You thought this invisible force was truly invisible, and that the earth would not proclaim how you are destroying it. We see what you're doing. We know what you're doing. It is no longer a secret. It is most certainly not invisible. But Jesus is coming one day. He will return to destroy those who destroy the earth. This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.